latest unnecessary sequel to a beloved movie from my childhood. 1 year after the events of Finding Nemo, Dory has kind of settled into this new life with with Marlin and Nemo, with the other characters from the first 10 minutes of Finding Nemo. You know, the school of children and the stingray. So she's hanging out, and then one day she gets some memory flashes. She says, "Hey, I'm gonna go find my family now," and then Nemo and Marlin tag along for the ride. When this movie was first announced, I was like, no, don't do it. Why? Why are you doing this? Then I got even more worried when they said Dory would be the main protagonist, and I was like, why are you doing this? She has no memory. How is she going to function as a protagonist? Dory was good in Finding Nemo because she was a side character, and the relationship with her and Marlin was what carried the movie and is what you got emotionally invested in. My fears were kind of justified with this movie because Dory is annoying. But Ellen DeGeneres is perfectly cast as an annoying person because she's an annoying person. They couldn't have done much better unless she was played by Sarah Silverman. Luckily, though, she teams up with somebody with like a Marlin-like personality, you know, the straight man. She teams up with Hank the Septopus, played by the dad from Modern Family, the granddad. But my biggest issue with the movie is the journey itself. It feels so like descaled from Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo had this epic journey across the ocean to find your son. Dory has this tiny journey to SeaWorld. She goes to some SeaWorld knockoff marine wildlife institute to rehabilitate animals, and this is where the bulk of the story takes place. And the bland scenery makes for a pretty bland movie because there's some great sequences in Finding Nemo, like the jellyfish sequence, the submarine sequence. It all feels very epic, and this one feels just there. This movie also has a problem with shortchanging Marlin and Nemo. They feel very just tacked on. They have nothing to do in this plot. They're just there for the ride because they were in the last movie. They feel so shoehorned in. And it's disappointing because the father-son story was the most captivating thing about Finding Nemo. The animation still looks beautiful. Of course, I can't imagine how many man-hours it took to render all this crap. The voice acting is, of course, of high quality like all Pixar movies. And there's also one really funny cameo from a real-life person that was so out of place and so weird, it was pretty awesome. I like this movie a lot more than I thought I would, and probably more than from what I'm saying right now, but it was pretty good. It's like kind of average for the Pixar movies. From like Cars 2 to like Inside Out, they were on a big downslope, but this kind of picks it up a little bit because The Good Dinosaur's trash. So I would recommend this movie. Go check it out, especially if you like the first one. It's a fine sequel. It just does nothing interesting, really. Also, Baby Dory is the most adorable character to have ever existed. She's so cute. I want a Baby Dory spinoff movie. Bye.